Hello to my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Leos. Happy midweek Wednesday. Happy midweek Wednesday, or happy hump day for some people. Some people call it hump day Wednesdays. This reading is going to take us into December 3rd. The moon is in a waxing crescent moon, still in Capricorn. So you can download a copy of the moon phase calendar if you go to my website. See what part of your body that it could affect. Obviously, if your body is affected, you're going to go make an appointment with your doctor. I'm not a medical doctor, but that's just a resource, okay? So, all right, Leos. All right. This waxing crescent moon in Capricorn at the percentage that it is right now, phase of discipline, momentum, grounded ambition, strategic self-investment, and also steady confidence building. This spread for you is going to speak to your passion, your creativity, leadership, Capricorn structure, focus, long-term success. We're talking about a Capricorn moon, not a person that is a Capricorn, okay? You have a 10th house. They rule 10th house. You rule 5th house. So you're not referring to a person. You're talking about what's inside of you, all right? And also waxing crescent moon is all about growth, steps forward, and also manifestation. All right, Leos? All right, tap into your inner strength. Tap into your authenticity. Your inner resilience are peaking. Your courage is peaking. So an affirmation for you could be, my presence is powerful even when I choose softness, right? Your presence is powerful even when you choose softness, right? One of the things I mentioned in your polarity signs, Aquarius's video, is that an Aquarius had a high vibrating Leo to look up to in their family, or like close to family friendship group, something like that, somewhere in their life. They could have several Leos, in their family too, that watched how you were spoken with. The card that came, one of the cards that came out in their reading was the Six of Wands, right? People assume that you all were grandstanding and showboating in your Jupiter. And Jupiter is a social planet, right? Social planets are Saturn, which is also a generational planet, and Jupiter, which is the largest planet. Some people thought that you were grandstanding and showboating, when really they didn't see that you were tapped in. You were really, really tapped in when people wanted you to tap out. So that was one of the things that I spoke on my Aquarius reading for them. I start each day with positive attitude. Start each day with a positive attitude. Let's get it, Leos. Let's go. Right? Every zodiac sign can learn from each other. When you choose to see just the darkness in your polarity sign, you actually lose. You actually really, really lose. Right? You lose out big time. Or you judging people by their birthday, or judging people by what you see is on their birth chart. You judging people by that. Anybody can be friends. You can learn from everybody. So continue aligning yourself with Aquarius, who are no respecter of person, who are not afraid to let you shine. That's your polarity sign. That is your polarity. If you keep looking at it as the opposite and opposites, we don't get along with this and that. I've seen so many positive comments recently about Aquarius and Leo relationships and friendships and those kind of things. Yeah, here we have somebody has a moon in Cancer. This is a current situation. Somebody has a moon in Cancer. A moon in Pisces, excuse me. Somebody has a moon in Pisces. The current situation, you're connected with someone who has a moon in Pisces, right? When they either tap in, when their back is against the wall, they either tap out and get overwhelmed, or they have to learn how to tap in, right? Yeah, current situation. Somebody is a current situation. Somebody could be a Gemini behind closed doors. Their sun sign could be a Gemini, and they're really, really tapped out behind closed doors. Somebody could have a moon in Somebody's moon could be in Cancer, and somebody's talking about them being tapped out behind closed doors. So actually, this is a moon in Cancer, excuse me. Somebody has a moon in Cancer that knows how to tap into source. They're tapped in, like really, really tapped in. When people wanted them, the challenge is that people wanted them to die behind closed doors. This is a Ten of Swords here. People talked about them being dead behind closed doors. When I mean dead, I'm not talking about like in a physical death, right? They stay indoors because somebody has a moon in Cancer. Basically, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and the personal planets are really, their symbol is a crab. And they go indoors because everything they need are indoors. But people are starting to learn that people who love to be, some people cannot be in the house. They always got to be out and about, right? And somebody, this is a current situation here, is that for you, current situation is that whoever somebody was talking about with a Cancer moon is really, really tapped in. Like somebody is like, oh my God, somebody is really, really tapped in. Where people were talking about somebody, right? Somebody was talking about somebody. Oh yeah, they and demonizing somebody. This is in the past. Somebody demonized somebody who is a, yeah. Yep. Somebody talked about somebody behind closed doors. Basically, this is a Capricorn. This is Capricorn symbol right here, right? And so basically somebody was saying, they were demonizing somebody who is a Cancer moon. You could be a Cancer moon. They were demonizing somebody with a Cancer moon behind closed doors. Oh, they hate to be talked about. When people start saying they, who is they? Who is they, right? So start each day with a positive day, because I'm telling y'all, like I said in Aquarius videos, who is your polarity sign, having high vibrating Leos around you early on in life can make a big, when I say big difference, that's an understatement, a big difference in your confidence. You just know you're sovereign. You know how to go within. You're not tapping out. You go within. No matter how many people talk about you behind your back, no matter how many people talk about you behind your back, wishing you the worst, no matter who they get to deliver that last sword in your back, that's somebody who is super close to you, who everybody talked about you. They said, okay, well, they won't let any of us close. This is you. They won't let any of us close. So we got to get somebody that's closest to Leo to stab Leo in the back, because that'll do it. That'll take Leo out of here. And guess what? It only exposed their demons. Let's get somebody that's closest to Leo. We know that somebody who is the closest to Leo, and we'll hurt them that way by through them. We'll get to that person. We'll hurt that person, and we'll hurt Leo. And it's like take it. What's the saying? Killing two birds with one stone. I don't even like that saying, because I wish nothing on any birds, not at all. But like ending two birds with one stone, like, you know, basically like saying, okay, we can really hit Leo hard if we get this one right here. It's like your closest child, or somebody that people feel like is your closest child, or your parent, you closest to that parent. If we get to that one, then we'll take Leo up out of here. Like, come on, all it did was expose their demons. That's all it did, was expose their demons. And this is what you and your polarity sign Aquarius has in common, right? Recent people are now trying to smooth things out with you. People are really trying to smooth things. I'm telling y'all, Leos, that's why I keep saying don't turn down your light, because it's going to show the grimace on people's faces when you winning. And it's sometimes the people that you like, what? That one? They jealous? Like, why? Not the way you clapping and cheering for them. Nah. Keep your vibrations high. You don't have anything negative to say about anybody. For what? Operate in your purpose. Operate in your purpose. All it did was shine a light back on somebody else. That's all it did. Somebody has a Gemini sun sign. Right? Yep. Right now, there is a Capricorn sun sun sign who is trying to be conservative with their time, because they were left holding a bag, because so many people were talking about somebody who has a moon in Cancer behind closed doors. Like, okay, we use that one. That's gonna be the last sword that's gonna be in their back, and that's gonna take both of them out. That's a destiny swap. That is what a destiny swap is. And now people can't figure out for the life of them why some energies don't want to be bothered. Ain't coming back, ain't going back, ain't looking back. Right? Because that mirror is shining on energies, enemies. They shine on an enemy within. All right. So this is your strength right here. You're learning how to be more conservative with your time. You're learning how to be more conservative with your time. This is why we can all learn from each other. This is why we can learn. But the first thing is, all the answers that you seek are inside of you. Somebody right now is talking about, one of the things I talked about in your Aquarius video is how people are looking through people's bank accounts and showing other people, like, see, I told you they weren't doing as well as people thought they were doing behind closed doors. How did they get that information? What organization are they a part of that they would have access to that information, and who would give it to them so they can share it with other people? That is the reason why you talking about secret enemies. That's why Source wants you to live a soft life, because something is being exposed of how when people pray and they tap in, not tap out, how things are happening for them, and people demonize that. Talking about everybody, this energy, talking about people behind their back, and you know, this person is now, they so tapped in because somebody wants some credit for you being tapped in, right? The only credit you're giving to is Source, a higher power, God, the whoever. That's it. You don't need to give human. You don't have to give humans credit, because we're not each other's gods. Somebody is helping you to stay contained. You don't have to. People whoever you may have been aligned with could be very arrogant, because you could have told them in private, thank you so much, I really appreciate you, you helped me so much to really learn how to tap in. They want you to say it publicly. Whoever you are, Leo, they want you to say it publicly. They want you to give them the credit for it publicly. And you're not going to do it unless Source puts it on your heart to do it publicly. That means that, so you're going to have to be reminded. People are the same ones that people demonized you. This is what you would have in common with somebody. The same one that demonized you and somebody else. That's why this card came out first here. This is a 10 card spread, because this is your strength now. You're learning how to be more conservative. You're not making other human beings your God. That's who you're giving credit for. That's who you're giving credit to. Source, the higher power, God. Because if you mention somebody's name and you give somebody a compliment, somebody else is going to swear up and down, oh, you forgot them. Okay, when they did all of this stuff to help you. You're like, okay, well. All right. This was coming up in the near future. Right? You're doing your own shadow work as a fire sign. You're doing your own shadow work as a fire sign. Yep, you're doing your own shadow work as a fire, because you're seeing something from a higher frequency, where somebody was calling somebody feisty and trying to bring out their shadow side. Oh, you know, they not trying to compare somebody, basically, like, oh, because usually with this right here, on some cards, you may have a person with an instrument in their hand. Whoever you're sitting back listening to, whoever you could have been listening to, it's the same type of spirit that for you could have easily burned you out real fast. It's like, okay, why is this person in such... It's almost like somebody telling you, Leos, if you say that you... let's say, for instance, you say, you know, you wake up with a positive day, right? Because somebody's been trying to humble you. If you wake up with a positive attitude each day, somebody also say, oh, I know somebody else that wakes up with a more positive attitude. Like that's motivating you. You're not motivated by that. It's only you. It's you versus you. You're not motivated by somebody trying to tell you that somebody else is doing a better job than you are. Okay, that's good for them. You happy for them. But you're doing you. You wake up with a positive attitude every single day, right? So you've done your shadow work. This is you. You've done your shadow work. Somebody has a Leo moon, and also somebody is a homebody. Whoever you are, you're a homebody, right? And you see things from a higher frequency, right? You see something from a higher frequency, right? And so Source is trying to help somebody see how how tapped in some people are that's been demonized, right? So yeah, somebody's saying now you're trying to smooth some things over after demonizing. Okay. Somebody could have had you totally wrong. Detach. Give it no more air. Just detach. Move on. As long as they're tapping in for Source, you good. You did your job. If you already said to somebody, okay, you know what? When you feel like you're tapped out in all four corners, we talk about the number 4, right? You tapped out in the physical world, like in the etheric layer, right? With your friends, the root, at the root. You're tapped out at the root, the physical, like whatever, money, whatever. In terms of family, because Cancer rules 4th house, right? If you feel like you're tapped out in those areas, then you have a lot of things in common with people who have done stuff behind people's backs. If you're that Leo that's saying, hey, listen, if you completely tapped out, you got other resources out here because other people have done the same thing to these energies. They've demonized people who have tapped out, where they have completely tapped out with family and the ancestry line, and where they're now trying to smooth things over. You know, people are now trying to smooth things over. Just be conservative with your time, right? Even if somebody assumes that they haven't been able to discern yet, Leos, that you are no longer a part of that. See it from a higher frequency, because some people have been burned just that bad by certain groups. And what they did, groups could be an organization. It could be your job, whatever industry you're in. Groups could be, y'all name 2 or more people. Y'all get the point. That they just turned off. They are completely turned off. That's why you go into prayer for people. That's why you say, okay, I'm just going to pray for people, because, you know, these energies dead behind closed doors. And now they want to, it's like what I'm looking at in your cards here, Leo, is that you could be now a spectator, like seeing the very thing. This is I'm trying real hard not to really dote on y'all, because y'all know, I already know how people talk about Leos. I already know that. I've been reading cards long enough and know zodiac signs. I already know how people talk about Leos. But the beauty of being around high vibrating Leos, because y'all are ruled by the sun. Y'all are now on the side, like kind of like watching, sitting back, kind of watching. Whether you are a parent who dropped your kid off to school and you taught them some, like, this is how people are, such and such. And you're sitting back, kind of sort of watching, like, okay, you've learned how to tap in, and you're sitting back watching somebody, like, okay. Or it could even be your parent that you're watching, that you're saying, okay, my influence helped them because I learned something. My influence is helping them as well. So when everybody's stabbing them in the back and they get somebody closest to them to do that to them, to demonize them, they don't have to be chained to that lie, because the devil is a liar. You don't have to be chained to that lie. People are trying to smooth some things over right now, because this right here, this is Leo's symbol right here. This right here, Leo symbol. This symbol right here is your 10th house, right? You've already experienced in your career and your vocation when you answered the call in your life. So the fact that you're inspiring people, Leos, you did your job. Your physical presence. Remember, the solar plexus chakra is physical realm. You don't have to keep trying to save people. Just the fact that you were just physically showing people, I've been there where you are, and I've had it's like carbon copy. It's literally carbon copy of you. Basically saying to somebody, it's carbon copy what I've been through. That's you right there. So that's how you could be making a major impact on people. It's like, that's what I tell people all the time. Before you say it's an entire organization, it's not. People are evolving. People are evolving. So we know that the devil is a liar, because the devil is the flesh. The devil is the flesh. And until you learn how to put that flesh under control, right? And whether it's eating, whether it's, people will try to show a mirror to your whatever. So if it's gluttony, people say, like, this week, the reason why this person is this weight is because they can't stop eating. They don't know a person's health history or anything. They just going and demonizing people. So nah, you can't say it's an entire organization. That wouldn't even make any sense. So somebody feels like somebody's trying to smooth, like you're trying to smooth some things out or whatever. Listen, when you get tapped out, you, Leos, when you get tapped out, go into prayer. The same advice you give to other people, same advice somebody gave to you, you go into prayer. You go into prayer. So the near future for you is, again, you're going to see it with your own eyes, other people. But make no mistake about it, the ones who want to take credit for somebody being in their prayer life, somebody learned how to pray when they was a kid. And some energies like, oh, we're the ones, we taught them how to pray. We taught them how. Okay, let them keep thinking that. They may have played some kind of, they may have increased people's prayer life because they like, okay, these people keep backing you against the wall. They may have increased, they may play the role that way. And either way, you giving all credit to source, the creator, the higher power. External and environmental influences. Yeah. Somebody is now saying that there's cracks in your story and somebody else's. This is what you and somebody else have in common. Somebody has a moon in Aquarius. Yeah, somebody's moon sign is in Aquarius. Somebody's saying there's cracks in your story and somebody else's story. Like what? Saying that you're talking about people behind their backs and that, you and somebody else, second house. Like they physically, for second house, Taurus is ruled by second house, right? And, Taurus rules second house. Second house is, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. And Venus is a personal planet. So somebody's basically like, I heard you personally say X, Y, and Z behind somebody's back. Right. So somebody's now making a connection, basically like, oh, yeah, you walked away from something, but personally, I know you personally. Like basically that's what somebody is saying about you. So continue starting each day with a positive attitude. Again, you could have evolved. Hopes and fears. Right. So you're hoping, you are hoping that someone hasn't ended things in their friendship group. That's what you're hoping. That someone hasn't ended something in their friendship group, right? Because of all the sacrifices that have been made, right? See, you and somebody, y'all were under the same tent. And I'm only saying tent because of this card right here. Y'all were part of the same organization, the same whatever. But remember, it wouldn't make sense to say that all people within the same organization are the same. Like that just doesn't, y'all get the point. Somebody is now saying, somebody is hanging themselves, you know, like the hangman right here. Right? In their community, you know, with their goals, their hopes, their wishes, their awareness, their humanitarianism, their technology, their future. They're basically saying somebody has ended themselves. Right? But you've already made enough sacrifices. Somebody has emptied themselves of their own demons, right? That's what this is. So just to help somebody with to make it make sense. You've emptied yourself out of your demons. In other words, the devil card shows you your demons to yourself. So if it's overeating and you're like, okay, I got a mirror, I can see myself that I've gained too much weight. That's if it's gluttony, right? So how am I going to fix that? Right? That's what somebody could be saying. How am I going to fix that? So basically, like, you're emptying yourself out to source. It's like you're emptying yourself out to source. Like, you're going to source saying, help me, source. That's what you're saying. Help me. Like, help me with me. Like, help me not ruin myself, right? And so somebody else wants you to basically go to them and give them credit when you don't. Somebody will see it as, the wrong person will see it as arrogance if you're not giving them credit directly. They'll see it as arrogance if you're not, they just sitting there going like, I'm the reason for it. No, source is the reason. Higher power is the reason for it. So, yeah. Hopes and fears here. Hopes and fears. Yeah. You got watchdogs, people who are watching you. Yep, you got energies that are watching you. And it's in a very unhealthy and wounded way that they're watching you, because somebody now is trying to bring a tower down on you but you're aware of that. You are aware. You are aware. We have way too many influences. Too many people have poured into all areas of your life. Then you're making that connection. We're talking about the number 4. Your root chakra, your solar plexus chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and your heart chakra. Too many people have poured into you for you to just say, okay, I got to give one human being credit. When you went past your demons, you said, okay, I looked at myself. I took a long, hard look at myself and my own. So anybody that's basically like, oh, yeah, we were there when you said X, Y, and Z, and you such and such. Okay, and so what? What's the outcome for my Leos? What's the outcome? Yeah, you're linking up with energies in the physical sense. You're linking up with energies in the physical sense. Anybody that wants to take full credit, that would be like me growing up saying, I was raised in this particular church, and I was a kid and I didn't have any bad experiences in this church when I grew up. So because other people don't like that particular church, am I going to not give them credit and say, okay, I didn't have any bad experience? We want to say something bad about them because other people have jumped on the bandwagon. But I've also had people in other religious disciplines who have poured into my life as well. So that's why you can never, that's what we're talking about here. You know, other people that I've worked with, other people that I've, you know, who have different belief systems about things. And I'm saying that because of the devil card right here. When people start demonizing an entire community of people, you miss out. You miss out big time. Because you got somebody watching you now. Somebody is really watching. There's a family of people that's watching you. That's like, okay, they watching you and somebody else like watchdogs, because they want to know, okay, are you physically helpless? So somebody can give you credit for something. Guess what? The credit is always going to go back to source. It's going to always go back to source. Everybody not out here grandstanding and showboating, name dropping and all doing all of that. Yeah. As long as people are giving credit to a higher power, to source, to God, higher power, there's too many influence. Too many people have poured into you that you just love their energy. So here we have 34, soul task. So something is closed out. Something has already ended, Leos. That's what being an adult is about. It's like, okay, yeah, somebody else may not get along with somebody, but they may have poured into you in a way that nobody else has poured into you. An organization could have poured into you in a way that nobody else has poured into you. And somebody is now like, okay, because I don't like them, then you're not supposed to like them either. Like what? You know your worth and your value. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. Yeah, so somebody could have a moon in Leo, and starting to see something from a higher frequency. How no matter what you say, some people gonna think you talking about them behind their back. If you give them a compliment, they sitting there smiling like a Cheshire cat with a Cheshire cat grin on their face. But if you don't drop a name and you happen to say, oh, those people, oh, ready to take somebody to court for something. Like, well, like what? Here we have gratitude. So fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. Yeah, there are people that had the same experiences that you had in certain spaces, certain jobs, same experience. Things are starting to flow to you like water. So allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. It's like somebody wants you to be mad at something, like because it's like somebody wants you to be mad because somebody didn't call out your name. As if you're that type of Leo that's gonna be grandstanding and showboating and oh my God, they didn't call out and I was the one that helped them with so and so. A new start is coming. Somebody right now speculating like, okay, because it's two sides of the sword. On one hand, somebody saying you talking about them behind their back. Then the next hand, they saying, okay, you giving them kudos and flowers, but they not really sure because you're not dropping their name. Okay, now which one is it? Do you want the flowers or anyway? So you know your worth and you know your value. Somebody is trying to protect you so that you can live a soft life, Leos, whoever you are. Somebody is trying to protect you because somebody already knows what people's demons are, right? And how people will attack you and use the closest energy to you to stab you in the back. And feel like because your energy is directed outward, Leos, they feel like, okay, Leo is going to talk about it. No, you're not. Somebody's trying to protect your energy. Your energy is being protected. You already know what it is. You know your worth and you know your value. And it's showing by the impact in the lives that y'all don't even understand. I'm telling y'all. Yep. You can be at peace. Yep, you can be at peace. You're feeling very lucky right now because you're seeing expansion. And you're seeing expansion with you and someone. You're seeing expansion. Your gifts are just like amazing. You're seeing expansion become a color blue. I did a whole on my second channel, the knowledge channel, with the color, the vibration of colors and what blue actually means. Right? Yeah. Yep. Somebody feels really nurtured. Somebody feels really nurtured. I'm telling you, you're living a soft life. People don't have to physically be connected to you to pour into you, right? To pour into you, Leos. 4 and 9. Well, this is not 4, it's 2 and 9. You've been enlightened. 2 and 9 is 11, right? So you and somebody have been enlightened, right? About how there's some energies don't want you nurtured. They don't want you nurtured by certain energies. But you get the point. You get the point. Because people talked about them behind their back in a very glowing way without their knowledge. People have actually done things. You got to remember, people connected them with people, but they're not telling people that. You're 1111. 1111. There it is. You're enlightened. 11 is a master number. Somebody might be looking at 1111. Whenever you see master numbers, Like 11, that's a call up from source. Source is like the creator, the one that created you, to go within to ask, okay, what messages am I getting from something? You don't need to go to somebody else to get the message from something. Somebody really wants you to be, they want to say that they were the ones that helped you to contain your emotions. Like they helped you from the root. Like you're grounded and rooted in them. Like they fed you. If it wasn't for them, you'd be out somewhere starving in the street somewhere. And that's not necessarily the case when you know who the creator is inside of you, right? Yep. So source is saying stay focused. You'll see when people get mad, that color red right there, Mars, which is a personal planet. You'll see people's emotions. Stay focused. When you mention their name, they smiling, they grinning like a Cheshire cat. When you don't mention their name and they feel like it's there, you know, it was all them. They mad. You have to stomp off somewhere like somebody stole their bike out the backyard. Somebody is getting it loud and clear. Let's see what we got here, and we're going to go ahead and close this out. Again, happy Midweek Wednesday. Happy Midweek Wednesday. We're already 35 minutes in, but that's what I'm seeing for you all. But yeah, these same people will not tell you what other people did for them behind their backs. Wealth is within your reach. Pray and meditate. Somebody misses you. Message from your ancestors, right? Everything in moderation. Toss it into a burning bowl. Like I'm trying to tell y'all, Leos, people get the message. People get the message when they come in contact with a high vibrating Leo. They know. People know the difference between high and low. Somebody has not been completely honest with you about something. Yeah, somebody, whoever this number 8 is, in terms of shared possessions and intimacy, they get mad too fast. Whatever you sharing with them, here we have the dispenser of justice, Archangel Michael, the dispenser of justice, is with you. We're talking about spiritual justice, by the way, right? Somebody basically like somebody created a divide. Somebody created a divide and they're looking for something, right? But you're starting to see something now. It's like as soon as some people's names are mentioned, they smiling all extra hard. But as soon as somebody don't mention their name and they feel like they're the reason why people are, their prayer life has been increased. Because that's what this is right here. You've taught people how to contain themselves emotionally in their prayer life. You'll see how some people are. They'll be mad. They'll be real mad. At what age did your parents work on their shadow self, and at what age did you work on your shadow self? Is if you didn't have a mother or father in your life or some influence as a child in your life that taught you how to pray when you feel like your back is against the wall. How in the world can you give one person all the credit for you honoring a higher power source, the creator? Anyway, you're protected in love. Do the mirror work. That's what I have for you all, Leos. Keep shining bright. Turn that light up bright, super bright. That's what I have for you. All right. Bye.